everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of an ongoing series about Grounded. So in this episode, I'm answering a request on YouTube. So shout out to Hannah H. I'm going to put your question up on the screen there. She asked if I could make a Watchtower. And so here's what I've come up with. So it's relatively simple in design, I think, overall. Especially when you get in there, you kind of see it. I kind of added a bit of flair and stuff to the base. I found in this game too, the hardest part of getting any structure built is laying the foundation first. I try to lay the foundation for the entire thing out first, just because the game. I don't know. The game is like, I'll show you in the back here. The game is really strange. Like, I was able to build clay all the way around, except I couldn't do it here, even extended from this. So I had to sort of put some flooring there, and it would have been suspended just fine, but I try to add scaffolding anywhere I can to make the structure more secure, because if a bug were to destroy something, you don't lose the whole thing. Also, I just like the scaffolding. It makes it look more finished, and you can put scaffolding in stuff. It seems like it doesn't matter. You can clip through things with it more easily than you can anything else. It doesn't seem to follow the same guidelines as the other stuff does. So also, don't mind this. I'll go over what that is here in a second. I mean, that was mostly for screenshots, but I'll go over that. So this is the entrance here, obviously, and then we've got, a little front door for some protection. I tried to put this stuff here too, just in case. But this is in creative, but you could probably do the same thing in the regular game. But I've kind of put that there just in case anything were to come up. They kind of get a little stopped. I could probably put another couple here, or maybe one there, but I'll do it a little more in the middle. Yeah, so it's not necessary, but it sort of gives you a little bit of ground covering in case something were to come up. And then same here, there's several walls and things that hopefully they would get to first before they got in or on anything else. Here in the base level, we've got like a workbench that you can easily get to, so you don't have to go all the way up to do that. Same with the tent. And then I also put these chests up here, so you can still get to them from the ground, but they're off the ground. So if a bug were to get in, they're still somewhat protected, I'd say the only weird thing about this is just due to the structure and the shape of like a silo, these curved floors don't really work well if they're at the top of a staircase. As you can see, there's like enough gap. I mean, it's still the same gap, it seems like, in a regular stair set, but for some reason it doesn't work. Flat pieces will, but then obviously it'll shoot out the side. So yeah, that's why this is done. So you have to sort of jump, up it, but it looks good. So that's the major section here, and you can still easily kind of, get around if you need to. These little windows here, sort of like a traditional, almost lighthouse kind of thing. They're sort of all done on these little end caps there. I've also made little sections here where you could put stuff if you wanted to. I initially wanted to put stuffed creatures there, but for whatever reason they're not in the creative mode, so that's why that's done that way. And again, just some closed off sort of aesthetic. A little bit more room there, a little more room there. Same idea though, window on every kind of corner, just to give that ascending sort of look. This one here, because it goes up to the top floor, you have a bit more room, so you could put more stuff there. And you could, if you really wanted to, flatten this completely out. So you could put let's see, some flooring there if you really wanted. So you could do that, and then another one there, and it wouldn't affect your jump or anything like that, and you'd still be able to get up, and you just have some extra space if you really wanted it. But and then here this is more of the first part of the observatory thing, so you can kind of see out through most sides. And it's an aesthetic choice too, so you can sort of see the lights from a distance. This one actually is flat because I needed it. I was having difficulty getting the angled flooring stuff to fit on these corners for some reason. But once I made this one flat and then sort of it built off of that, it was fine. And on these wood windows, it was also fine. It seemed like on every other type, because I initially was going to do it here. But then I realized you sort of are limited on your vision once you have one of these out. So I did it a little bit higher up. And then this is up here too, so you have a full, kind of view of the entire yard. And then this is also here. I would say if I was going to do this Again, I would probably build it over there just because it's already higher up, so you would have a really good look. This one though, I find is I like it a little bit better just because you can sort of jump and glide down to the porch and get over to the berries, you know, and most of the key areas that are in the game currently are accessible from this sort of tower. So you've got, you know, the guest area there. You know, you get it. You get the layout. Another door up top. No real reason. Just, you know, looks good. Looks like a tower would look. And then up here, this was actually kind of my favorite thing. Is you can see. Actually, no, it's flat there. Ah, come on. There we go. So this is I think 2 sections of angled wall up to the top here, and then these are again angled wall set out, and then on the top of that there is another section sort of similar to that. I would like, if I could get back in to it, I would show you. Oh, I can. This is gonna be tricky. Oh man. Well, actually, this will be a good time. So, with the way that stairs work too, you don't need necessarily a foundation below them. So if you build stairs and then just a flooring and then another set of stairs, it works just fine. But yeah, so I think that looks really neat. And I just kind of wanted it there for that, because the top, you can't really see it from the ground just because of the way the awning is. But I thought, you know, it looked neat, and I like the way. I think I'm going to try and use this design for something else here in the future, because I just like the way that it looks. But yeah, so to give an example of this, so as long as you have a flooring under the next set of stairs, you can just keep going, which is what's done right here. That's all that way. There's no scaffolding under any of that. It's all just done with those stairs. The problem with this workaround, though, is that if you are to take out the base floor... Oh, wow, I didn't actually... Oh, you know what? It may consider this a full wall, and so it's stuck on there and suspended that way. But if you see, I took the floor out, and it took both out, so... and I'm going to jump down and give you sort of another idea with those. I wish, that's one thing I hope they give you, is another glider, like one that you could make, because there's no like propulsion with this one really. Even if you like jump and sprint, you still don't really shoot out that far. I wish you could actually glide. This is more just like a drift downward, but yeah. So that's that setup there. Same idea. These were done really just so I could take the screenshot, just so I had a better idea, because I wanted the top in it, and you know I couldn't see it otherwise. But yeah, let me see if I can't give you a quick idea. Yeah, because the flooring works, it's really strange. Like, that somehow counts, and you could build a whole thing around there, but you may be limited after that point to actually put in other flooring. Because, yeah, see, if you do that, then you can't put it directly next to it. It automatically raises it, even though it would still attach, but you can do it there. You just can't do it there. So, a little weird. Like I said, I noticed that building the foundation is the key point to this, because otherwise you'll run into a lot of issues. But yeah, that's basically it. Same thing here too, though. If I were to delete this section here, if I could get to it, then you'll lose that whole thing. But I think that's basically it. One last thing I'll say, I've noticed too, in creative mode specifically, I haven't had this issue with the base game, but in creative mode, for whatever reason, if you've already built some stuff, and then this is a new world outside of the neighborhood one I'd done and the boat one I'd also done. Those two are in the same world, but I noticed when I was last time I tried to log into that game to build the boat, it took 15 full minutes for the game to load in. And I'm also running this on this is the PC version, and I'm running it on a 2080 Ti and 9900K. I have 32 gigs of RAM, and it's running off an SSD. So hardware side, there's nothing that should be limiting the way this game loads in. So for whatever reason, once you start building in creative, and I didn't even really build a ton either. I really just built that neighborhood and then that boat, which are completely opposite sides of the map. And for some reason, it's struggling to load in. Even though, again, they're super far apart. They're basically the opposite sides of the game. So I don't quite know Because to give an example, the boat's over there by the bushes, and then the neighborhood is back on that. You can barely see it now, but back on that table back there. So there's some, maybe it's a memory leak or something. I'm not quite sure what is doing that. So I'd suggest if you have a big project in mind or something that you're wanting to do, it would be best to start a new creative game, because I think you have unlimited save slots from what I can tell, so it keeps saving them all in different ones. I don't know if you can rename them, but you can look at the dates or the time passed and go, okay, this one took a while, so that one's 30 days or whatever. I think this only maybe took 2 to 3 days in game time to do, so it was pretty fast, so it's going to be a short one. But yeah, just something I wanted to mention. I would like I said, I would start a new game if you're going to do something big, just because you may run into that same issue that I did. I don't know what spawns it, if there is something that does. So but yeah, so again, thanks guys for watching. If you have any suggestions or any things you'd like to see me try and build, please leave them in the comments, and I will do my best to do so. And thanks again guys, and I'll see you all on the next one.